is equal to 10 x squared plus y squared is equal to 10. Good. So now we're differentiating everything with respect to x. So when we differentiate x squared, what will we get?
2x, sir.
Yeah, 2x. Right? Plus when we differentiate y squared, what will we get?
So,
2y.
2y dy
2 d dy dx. So this is all you have to remember. If you differentiate a term in y, make sure you put the dy dx next. And when we differentiate a constant, we get 0. Right? Can someone tell me what's the next step?
So you carry across
When we're finding dy dx.
the 2x, so it could be negative 2x.
Okay, so it will be 2y dy dx is equal to negative 2x. But basically what we are doing, right, if you just want to make dy dx the subject of the formula, that's the process. And then dy dx now is equal to negative 2x divided by 2y. And in this case, again, we get negative x over y. Right? Let me see one that has a little twist to it. Regurgitating the same thing. Great. 6x cubed? Or squared?
No, just x cubed plus 3xy minus y squared equals 6.
Oh, x cubed plus 3xy.
3xy minus y squared equals 6.
Minus y squared. Wow. Equals 6. Wow. All right, so this here has several things involved here. But let's take it one step at a time. So let's start differentiating. We are asked to find dy dx. So we differentiate. When we differentiate x cubed, and I want different persons to answer. When we differentiate x cubed, what will we get?
3x squared, sir.
3x squared. Every time I talk, I hear in that toe whistle. And that's nice. I have some of them home here. All right, so 3x squared. Very good. All right. We'll leave out this middle part for now. I'm hearing my voice. All right. So let's come to y squared. When we differentiate y squared, what do we get?
2y. Sir, it's actually simple. I just confused my head.
Yeah, so it will be minus 2y. And just leave it as that?
No, sorry, put dy over
No,
Just
dx.
leave this minus. Good.
dy over dx.
Great. And let's move on to the final part. We have a constant over here. When we differentiate that, what will we get?
0, sir.
0. Great. So look at this middle term. This middle term is actually a product. So what we'll come back to differentiate is we have to use the product rule. It's a product, so the product is actually 3x. So you can let u equal 3x. And you let v equal y, because it's 3x times y. Can everyone see that this is a product? Can you see that this is a product? 3x and y, or 3x times y? Teachers?
Yes, sir.
So you should remember the product rule. Remember the product rule? U times V. The product rule simply says differentiate the first one and keep the second. Good. So if I differentiate the first one, which is 3x, what do I get? Oh, you have to be quick with this.
3, sir.
Right? So it would be 3 times, I have to leave the second. The second is just y. The v function is y. So it's 3y I get. Then I have to add that to, this time I differentiate the first. So when I differentiate y, what will I get?
1, sir.
1.
Not just 1. 1.
dy over dx.
Oh, yeah.
Very good. 1 dy dx. Don't forget that, right? So now I differentiate the second and I leave the first, which is 3x. Now I'll go this over one more time because basically what we did here is practice back the product rule. So the product rule says, you try to write it better, u, v. So that's the derivative of the product. What it says, differentiate the first, so it will be u prime, leave the second, put back v, plus differentiate the second, which is v prime, leave the first, put back v. Is this clear with everyone? Or is there anyone who's not clear with this here, the product rule? Right, I hear nothing.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we start with u. When we differentiate u, we get 3. We put back the function v, which is y, so I get 3y. Can I move on? Can I move on?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. Now we go to v prime. It means I differentiate v. When we differentiate y, we get 1, but I need to put back dy
Yes.
dx. Whenever you differentiate y, you need to put back. Right? Times our u function, which is just 3x. So coming back here, when I differentiate this part, this is what I get. 3y plus 3x dy dx. Please ask any question if you have. Any question?
Yes, sir.
So now what we need to do, once we do that, right, all we're left with to do is to make dy dx the subject of the formula, because that's what we want to find, dy dx. So what I'm going to do, I'll move these two terms over to the next side because they don't have dy dx in there. So I'll be left with 3x dy dx here minus 2y dy dx equals to the negative of 3x squared plus 3y. Right, so I brought both of them over. And if I wanted, right, I could just put negative in front of both of them if that what I did is confusing you. So 3x squared was positive, it comes over, it's negative. 3y was positive, it comes over negative. Okay? So if this is comfortable for you, I can leave it like this. Are we good, Par?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now, remember, the objective is to get dy dx by itself. So what I'm going to do now is to factor out dy dx. Because it's in both terms here. When I take out dy dx here, I'm left with 3x. When I take it out here, what am I left with?
Negative 2y.
Wonderful. And all of that is equal to negative 3x squared
Minus 2y.
minus 3y. So we just have one step left. So tell me what's the final step to get dy dx by itself.
Divide both sides by 3x minus 2y.
Wonderful. So dy dx, I run out of space, is equal to, so let me put our final answer here. So dy dx is equal to negative 3x squared minus 3y all over 3x minus 2y. Right, so I'm going to leave it here so that you can make your notes, whatever you have to do. But this is our final answer. What I'm going to ask you to do, teachers, is the same thing I asked you to do from the beginning when we started the course. You need to look at some videos, you need to do some independent practice. This calculus is deep, but what I try to do is give you the foundation. But we can't cover all this stuff. Even if we had classes twice a week, it would be very difficult because calculus is deep. So I really need you to look. If I send a video, please look at the videos so that you can come with something. Do some practice. If you're not getting through with it, send the question to me and I'll see what I can do. But I really need you to do some practice.